Beautiful, beautiful blue skies. Wow, it's really spring-like. Beautiful views. An air in my eye. I always get an air in my eye, don't I? Not really sure where airs come from, you know. Here's my little park up. We've seen this before, haven't we? It's glorious, and the sunshine is just glorious. Mr. Solarface is playing the game. I'm going to tell you a little story. I wasn't going to say this really because it doesn't matter, but I was just telling a friend, and he said, really, that's odd, you know, why is that, what is that, I wonder, and kind of got me questioning things really. You might have seen a video called John, Scotland John. John Dudley Sandeman was a young man who lost his life on the mountains. I was really connected with John for some unknown reason, I don't know why. Really very, very much connected. And even since I've been back, a couple of weeks now I think it is, I've looked, tried to find a photograph of John. I just wonder what he might look like. I haven't found one, but I've found the newspaper articles and things like that, and I've read a little bit about him. I've looked at the photographs of Loch Cluanie, C-L-U-A-N-I-E, I believe. It's on the A87 between Shieldbridge and Skye, really, if you want to do your, you know, have a look on the map and stuff like that. Do you know what? We've still got a little tiny bit of snow. I always show you the snow, it's so good for the soul to see just a little tiny bit of snow. There's a little bit of snow. Now over the next few days it's supposed to get to like 20 odd degrees, so it's going to be really, really hot, so we won't have any snow. There it is there, see, without my glasses. Okay, so yeah, I did a little bit of research. Couldn't find a photograph of John, unfortunately, but maybe I will another day, who knows. But I need to tell you, well, I don't need to, I'll tell you a little story, a little weird story. Now, I did feel very, very connected with John, and I was kind of glad to be there with his company. It sounds strange, I know, but that's how I felt anyway about it. Now, one morning, I was getting myself ready. I'd had a Slurpee, as usual, and a wee. Too much information, Brian, who gives a flying fuck. Now, I was getting myself ready, I was doing myself, getting myself clean and tidy, and let me sit down on this step. Oh, all travellers like to sit on their steps, you know. Getting myself ready. Now, we were miles and miles from the nearest house, absolute miles and miles and miles. Since, you know, what happened, I'll tell you the story in a minute. Here I go, see, off on a tangent. I've had a look on the map, you know, the nearest house, it looks like it's about 30 odd miles away. Anyway, whatever. So, I was having myself a bit of a wash, and all of a sudden there was this male voice just outside of Ishii, just outside the door, and just said a few little words, like, it sounded, there was no words that I could understand, but it just sounded, it was definitely a male voice, and it kind of went like this. It sort of went like, I said, what about? That was it, just like, I said, what about? And I went like that. I looked at Bodhi. Now, he heard it, but he didn't bark, which is unusual. But he went bing, bing, and his ears were perked up right, and he was looking at the door, waiting for somebody to come in. So I pulled the blind up because I was half naked, getting myself clean. There was nobody there. So I looked out the other window, there was nobody there. So I was miles away from anywhere. I opened up the door and there was nobody. So I thought that was very odd. Anyway, I looked up the road, because there's a road not far away. Looking up the road that way, you can see, I wouldn't estimate it, 20 miles maybe, no, perhaps 10 miles, 5 miles even. Anyway, there was nobody anywhere. I'm getting windy now. Oh, fucking hell, it's shooting on me. Chopping my legs off, it were. Yes, it's strange. But I carried on washing. I just thought, did I hear it? I don't know. No, clearly I did because of Bodhi, but I didn't really kind of assimilate those two things. But anyway, so I carried on, and after about a minute or two, maybe about 2 or 3 minutes, this voice, and it was literally just outside the door, this male voice, just went, Just like something like that. And I looked at Bodie, and he sat bolt upright, and he was going like that, you know. So I went straight out, instantly. I came out and I had a look. Nobody outside Ishi, and I walked around Ishi and I had a good look. I looked up the road, I looked down the road, there was nobody anywhere. Very, very odd, really odd. And then I slowed myself down, I slowed my thoughts down, and I stopped and I looked at the roads and I thought, right, a walker or a cyclist, because there's no cars, there's no noise, you know, walker or a cyclist anywhere along this road. And I looked and looked and looked, nowhere. So I went that way and I could see quite a long way, I don't know, maybe about half a mile, nobody. I looked up the mountain, and I looked up that mountain, I looked across the lock. We were parked on a lock. Right the way across the lock, I thought maybe somebody in a boat, and their voices travelling across the water. I couldn't see anybody whatsoever, and I looked and looked and looked. How very strange. So, yeah, really, really weird. Anyway, that's the end of the story. I'm sorry to tell you that it's not very special. So I was telling my mate, and he said, well, maybe it was a ghost. You know, or somebody drowned in this lock or something like that. And I said, I don't know, you know, I'm not sure what I believe. But that happened. Very, very strange. And then, again today, I find myself many, many miles away from Loch Cluanie, I believe it is, thinking about John Dudley Sandeman again, you know. I just need to get a photograph of him, really. If anybody can help me, please find a photograph of John Dudley Sandeman, S-A-N-D-E-M-A-N. Watch the video, Scotland John. Yeah, and it got me to thinking, was that John? Would John have said a few little words? But I didn't catch his words or any words. It was just blah, 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 blah. Definitely somebody there because of the way Bodie was. But whatever, so there you go. There's a little story for you to tell your grandchildren. Anyway, so, glorious day. I'm getting hot. I've got a hoodie on, you know, sweatshirt, hoodie type thing, and this is really, really hot. I have made myself a cup of Slurpee, and I let it go cold. So, I now need to make myself another drink. I've got some cold drinks, and I've got lots of Slurpee, so I might have another Slurpee. Anyway, glorious day, beautiful. If anybody can help me out with a photograph of John Dudley Sandeman, I'd really appreciate it. Take care and be well.